Hello, friends! Today, you will see what all of Cheyenne TV series stars look like now versus when they were on the show. You will know their real names and ages. I will show you how they looked then, in 1955, and what's with them now in 2023. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Number 1. Clyde Howdy as Townsman. Clyde Howdy portrayed the character of Townsman in the Western TV series Cheyenne, which ran from 1955 to 1963. Townsman was a recurring character in the show, appearing in various towns and settings throughout the series. As his name implies, Townsman was a generic resident of the towns in which the show was set. Howdy's portrayal of Townsman was consistent throughout the series, with his character always dressed in period-appropriate clothing and blending in seamlessly with all the other townspeople. While his character may have been small, he was an essential part of creating a believable and immersive Wild West atmosphere on the show. Townsman played by Clyde Howdy when he was 36 years old. Sadly, Howdy died in October 1969 of lung cancer at the Altadena Hospital in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 48. Number 2. Andrew Duggan as Ed Foster. Ed Foster was a wealthy and influential rancher who often found himself at odds with Cheyenne. Despite their occasional conflicts, the two men shared a mutual respect for each other, and Ed was known to turn to Cheyenne for help when needed. As a character, Ed Foster was strong-willed and determined, with a no-nonsense attitude that often clashed with Cheyenne's more laid-back personality. He was a man of few words, but was always willing to do whatever it took to protect his land and livelihood. Ed Foster, played by Andrew Duggan when he was 33 years old. Sadly, Duggan died of throat cancer on May 15, 1988, in Hollywood, California. He was 64 years old. Number 3. Lane Chandler as Bailey. Bailey was typically portrayed as a helpful and friendly presence in the towns that Cheyenne visited. He often appeared as a bartender or store clerk, providing Cheyenne with information or assistance when he needed it. While Bailey was not a major character in the show, his presence added to the Wild West atmosphere of the series. Bailey, played by Lane Chandler when he was 56 years old. Unfortunately, on September 14, 1972, Chandler died of heart disease in Los Angeles at the age of 73. Number 4. Mickey Simpson as Bassing. Bassing was typically portrayed as a gruff and tough individual who was not afraid to use violence to achieve his goals. He was often involved in criminal activities such as robbery and murder, making him a common antagonist for Cheyenne and other law-abiding characters in the show. However, Bassing was often shown to have a code of honor and loyalty to his fellow outlaws, which sometimes put him at odds with other criminal groups. Bassing, played by Mickey Simpson when he was 43 years old. Unfortunately, Simpson died from heart failure in Northridge, California, on September 23, 1985, at the age of 71. Number 5. Harry Harvey as Marshall. As a character, Marshall was typically portrayed as a no-nonsense lawman who was dedicated to upholding the law and bringing criminals to justice. He often worked alongside Cheyenne and other law-abiding characters in the show to solve crimes and protect the citizens of the towns they visited. Marshall, played by Harry Harvey when he was 55 years old. Harvey died of natural causes on November 27, 1985. He was 84 years old. Number 6. Lane Bradford as Caleb Brock. As a character, Caleb Brock was typically portrayed as a ruthless and violent outlaw who had no qualms about using force to get what he wanted. He was often involved in criminal activities such as robbery and murder, making him a common adversary for Cheyenne and other law-abiding characters in the show. Caleb Brock was occasionally shown to have a sense of honor and loyalty, especially towards his fellow outlaws. Caleb Brock, played by Lane Bradford when he was 34 years old. Lane Bradford died of a brain hemorrhage on June 7, 1973, in Honolulu, Hawaii. He was 50 years old. Number 7. Clint Walker as Cheyenne Bodie. Cheyenne Bodie was typically portrayed as a tough, honorable, and skilled cowboy who lived by his own set of principles. He often found himself in dangerous situations as he traveled throughout the Wild West, facing off against outlaws, bandits, and corrupt officials. Despite his tough exterior, Cheyenne Bodie was also shown to have a sensitive and compassionate side, often helping those in need and standing up for the underdog. Clint Walker's portrayal of Cheyenne Bodie was consistent throughout the show's run, and his deep, commanding voice and towering physique helped to make him one of the most memorable figures in Western television. Cheyenne Bodie, played by Clint Walker when he was 28 years old. Sadly, Walker died of congestive heart failure in Grass Valley, California on May 21, 2018, 9 days before his 91st birthday. Number 8. Terry Frost as Bridgeman Hand. Bridgeman Hand was typically portrayed as a gruff, no-nonsense rancher who was not afraid to speak his mind. He was often involved in conflicts with other characters, particularly Cheyenne Bodie, whom he saw as a threat to his way of life. Bridgeman Hand, played by Terry Frost when he was 50 years old. Sadly, on March 1, 1993, Frost died of a heart attack in Los Angeles, California. He was 86 years old. Number 9. Don Megawan as Greg Dewey. At first glance, Dewey appeared to be a straightforward antagonist, a ruthless outlaw who was more than willing to use violence to get what he wanted. He was a feared and respected figure in the criminal underworld, and his reputation preceded him wherever he went. But as the series progressed, it became clear that there was more to Dewey than met the eye. He was not simply a mindless thug, but a man with a complex history and a set of motivations that drove his actions. Through Megawan's skilled portrayal, viewers were able to see the layers of depth and emotion that lay beneath Dewey's tough exterior. He was a man haunted by his past, driven by a desire for revenge against those he felt had wronged him. Greg Dewey, played by Don Megawan, when he was 34 years old. Sadly, Megawan, a smoker from age 12 to 48, died of throat cancer at age 59. We miss Cheyenne TV series cast so much. Who's your favorite character from the series? What's this thing that they have that's so appealing to you? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you in the next video.